Hi, this is Suzanne from Ohio. I have a quick project share and an Etsy kit to show you. Um, did a small video yesterday, I think it was, about this little fabric piece that I had done. So I'll explain it quickly. If you didn't see it, go back and look at that. It tells more. But what I want to do is explain what this is and show you the kit that goes along with it, in case you haven't already watched that video. So I had these old quilt squares. They were pretty good size, like 14 by 14, and they are a Dresden plate. And I had gone to the thrift store and I had seen this cute little saying on a paper print. It was just a print that was framed, and I liked the saying, the sentiment, so I snapped it with my cell phone camera and I thought, oh, I can make something, and I had just the right person in mind for it. She loves old things, and this saying about family will be very meaningful for her. So I had tried a couple ways of doing it, and I ended up doing this by printing the um, sentiment on fabric with a micron pen. And I tried embroidering it on another piece, and it was just too much, too busy, too labor intensive. So I did this, mounted it here as an inset, put some black fabric behind it that serves as a little border. And then I added this simple applique. It's raw edge applique, and I wanted all the stitches around the edge to show. So that's how I did mine. And I wanted to offer a couple kits on my Etsy site, so here's what I put together. First of all, I found some of the nicer um, Dresden plate squares, and I have layered them up already for you. It's the original quilt square right there, a piece of white felt, and a piece of muslin as a backing. And while you're stitching on it, you should keep all three pieces together. As a matter of fact, let's talk about how you would start with this. The first thing is when I mail it, I'll leave the straight pins in it so it doesn't shift too badly. But you should baste this, heavily baste it. And you can baste it by going in a star pattern or squares or random, but make sure you baste everything, because while you're stitching through these layers, things will shift if you do not baste it. So I baste heavily with a bright colored thread so I can see where it's at, and then after I don't need it anymore, it's easy to find and I just pull it out. But what I did was print out the pattern for you, and this is basically what it looks like. This is pretty much true to size for what I did on mine, and it's a good scale for the size of this block. So you can lay a thin piece of paper down over top of it, or regular paper, take it to the window and copy these off and cut them apart. That's why some things are overlapped. Anything that's not self-explanatory, I put some little helpful hints here about tuck this edge under and things like that. So that's the entire pattern right there. And here's the pattern for the words. And so I thought about doing this several ways, but if I sent you this paper pattern, then you could make more than one. And it would end up being in your handwriting. So you can do it one of two ways. You can take this to the window, put your fabric over it, and copy it off. And I would say do it first with one of those disappearing pens. And if you've never seen one of those, They are a friction pin. They come in all different colors. You can actually find these in the stationery department of any store that has quite a few stationery things. And pen is by Pilot. The company is called Pilot. They do come red, black, blue, um, purple. And then you could order on Amazon as well. But the thing about this pen is after you run a warm iron over them, the pen disappears. So I would take my fabric, lay it on this, tape it, of course, and do this with friction pen, and then lay it down and do your micron pen over this. And you can do it either in a full stroke, or you can do the little dashes like I did on mine to make it look like it was semi-stitched. So you can see I have all those little dashes going there, and it replicates uh, a running stitch. So you'll get the pattern, the copy of the words, the main base piece, and then a pretty nice stash of some scraps that you can work with. And, you know, when I'm going through my fabric, I just always think, oh, well, I could do this, I could do that. But I happened onto these two, light green print, and I thought, oh, this would be nice for a greenhouse. You know, these two go together pretty nice. But no matter what you do, it will end up cute. So I give you an assortment of fabrics, like this little stack, for instance. I threw in this little country print of a basket of apples. You could put that somewhere on your piece if you like that. There was also this little novelty print. I first saw it and I thought, oh, that would be so cute as the base of the house, because see, the house rests on this little base here, little piece, right? I call this the bushes, the sidewalk, and the base for the house. So you could cut out these little squares and that could be the base to your house. But you could also use these little motifs that just happen to be on this scrap. You could, for instance, cut this bunny out and applique him right there on the sidewalk. A couple fun things you could do. So this will be on my Etsy site here before the day is over. Plenty of scraps for anything that you want to use them for. And since you'll have the paper pattern, you'll be able to make as many of these as you want. So get this back out here. All right, I know this is short and quick. I'll be back soon. I have several more things on my checklist here to show you, especially a wonderful piece that's already on my Etsy site, and it is collaged together with a whole lot of feed sack vintage fabrics that I found at the thrift store. I actually found two huge bags, all 1920s, 30s, and 40s fabrics. Such fun. All right. Happy creating, and bye for now from Suzanne in Ohio.